Hello. Hi, it's Jo Ellen, and I am here to share a little love, a little light, a little hope. And if you would like me to help you connect to your angel, your source energy, put your name in the comments and write me, because what I'm going to do today is what I've been doing and I've loved doing, is sharing inspiration from the higher power, from the light, through angel cards. And if you don't know something about me, for almost 5 years ago now, I had an NDE. Hi, I see you put your name, me in, I need it, but what is your first name? Okay, just write your first name and write me after it if you'd like a little light love through the angels today. So, hi Penny. Penny, Mandy, stay here, please. So very quickly, for almost 5 years ago, I had an NDE, a near-death experience. I stopped breathing for over 10 minutes, so I should not be here. Hi, Carmen, stay with us. And I'm still waiting for that first person. Gabby, Miriam, okay. Gabby. So I am able to connect with people's energy. What that means is I have developed some of the clairs, which are the psychic senses, specifically claircognizant, so I can hear and see things, get ideas about what's going on with you. Good morning, Margie. And clairsentient, which means I can feel in my body what's going on in your body and offer insights and healing to you. And you also had an NDE? Yes. Oh, hey, Mark. Good to see you. I am well. Oh, no, I come from the light and from Jesus, so it is quite all right. Jesus and I talk all the time. So anyway, I am going to get started, and I'm going to pull an angel card. Hey, Peter, it's good to see you here. And I started doing this, and I am working with a coach who's helped me feel very comfortable with this, because I myself was a little bit uncomfortable with it. I didn't understand it. It frightened me. I didn't understand what I was supposed to do with it. And I'm really just trusting my instinct that if we can all talk to God and our God source energy, and I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school for 16 years. And after my NDE, I also have a very strong spiritual sense. And if you see in the background in any of my videos, they happen a lot. You'll see little white orbs fly around. They started right before my NDE as well. And they're signs from the angels that I am not alone, because after my NDE, I felt very alone. And they will pop up. Sometimes they're very large, sometimes they're very soft, sometimes they go right across the front of the screen. And they really just point me in the right direction, let me know I'm heading in the right direction. And one of the things that I'm doing is learning to be more comfortable with this and embrace it. And if God gave me this gift, it was meant to be used. And so I love doing angel card readings. And so Penny said she didn't want one, and I respect that. That's great. But Mandy, if you are still here, just write I'm here in the comments. So I had Mandy, Carmen, Miriam, Gabby, and Jody. Just write, make sure you stay tuned, because I'm going to pull some angel cards, and I'm going to tune into your energy. And I always start with a small prayer, and everything that I do should be from the light. And what that means, okay, great, Mandy. What that means is it's always for the good of all, the harm of none, and for your highest good. And if it doesn't meet that criteria, it's not from the light. Also, angel, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, they come in soft. They come in softness. They're never aggressive. They are never pushy. They are just listening. And so I'm going to get started. Thank you for being here. And as I'm doing the reading, if this resonates with you, just let me know. And if it doesn't, you can also let me know that. I'm tuning into Mandy. And Mandy, I always start with a short prayer. And I ask for the good of all, the harm of none, and for your highest good, for God, the angels, the archangels, Yeshua, who's Jesus' real name, the Holy Spirit, to come in and give you a message of hope, love, and healing. And I'm going to tell you what I feel. So I feel very dizzy. Almost as if I'm lightheaded because I'm short of breath. I have exercise-induced asthma and allergic asthma. So when I can't get enough oxygen in, I will feel this way. My whole body is actually feeling a little puffy also. My jaw's getting very tight. And I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm feeling my joints are very stiff. And, if I retain water, it's hard for me to bend my hand. I'm going to continue to tune into the energy, Mandy, because it's powerful. I just want to tune in and see what I feel and ask for guidance and ask for you to receive a little hope and healing through this. Okay, so I'm going to split the deck, and whatever card is on top, that's going to be the angel card. And physically, my head is still dizzy. I'm specifically feeling short of breath. It's very hard for me to breathe. And there's a lot of tension in the back of my head, into my neck. And I know this might sound strange, but like if I was in a car accident and I was in a collar and my head and my neck hurt, like that's what it feels like to me. So I'm just going to ask for a little peace and to understand what I'm experiencing for you. Because it is from my mid-chest up, and I am just tight and stiff and really tense, okay? My whole body is trembling. Mandy. So the card that I pulled is aspiration, but I'm going to actually tell you what's there for me before I read the card. So aspiration can mean two things. Aspiration is exhalation. And I know that's not the literal translation of the card, but to aspirate is to exhale. If it contracts the belly and it forces air out. Light being, I am certified in Reiki, but this is a deeper energy where I'm picking up other people's energy, and I'm working through it to help give hope, guidance, and healing light. So it's the reason I said, Mandy, that it's aspiration like that is because it feels so airway constricted. But aspiration can also mean to go higher, to set higher goals, to aspire to something greater. And I believe the meaning of this, before I read the card, is somewhere in between those two, because it feels like there's something very tight physically within my being. And what I want to offer you is to ask for help and guidance from your guides, your teachers, from God, from your soul team, what I call the soul squad. And I mean, I'm very overwhelmed right now, Mandy. I mean, I am trembling with nervous energy, and I don't know if that's hitting home for you. But let me read the card that I pulled with their inspiration. It's time to set your sights higher. If you are settling for the mediocre, aim for the superb. Stretch yourself to fulfill all your potential and hold mighty visions. I mean, it's getting hard for me to talk. My jaw is so tight. And I'm going to tell you, these are all symptoms for women. And I'm not saying this for you specifically, but when women have heart attacks or heart trouble, they'll have shortness of breath. Their jaw will get tight. Their arms will get sore. And it doesn't feel like a man's heart attack. Women have very different symptoms. And so I don't know exactly why I'm feeling these symptoms. Hi, Honeycomb. But I really want to be in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter in some light and love. So I'm opening the crown chakra, and I'm asking my guides to come in to the energy and offer you some lightness so you can face whatever's going on. So Mandy, you've been sick, and so is your dad, and you have a broken heart. So there's a lot going on within you right now. So maybe some of the symptoms that I was describing are resonating with you. I'm very short of breath. So I'm wondering if it was upper respiratory, and I mean, I can't take a deep breath. So let me try to pull some of this out. So what I'm doing, I'm going to visualize my energy field. And out in front of my energy field, I'm going to put a rose. A rose is a sacred symbol. It actually has elements of sacred geometry in it. And I'm going to use that rose like a vacuum cleaner almost. And I'm going to imagine all of this energy leaving my body and going into this rose. And just keep feeling it going out, feeling it going out. And breathing a little bit easy, a little bit easier. And just knowing that everything is going to be okay. That through aspiration, asking for the wisdom that's coming from within you, which allows you to accept what's going on, stop resisting it, and start to ask for help and guidance to show up from your guides and your angels. But really know there's better things in the world for you. Meaning it's not the end. And believe, after my divorce, I thought it was the end. I thought I lived in hell because I wouldn't let it go for so long. And it's not the end. There is so much out there that is better for you. Take some healing time and accept it as it is right now instead of resisting it. And that's what's there for me, Mandy. I hope that that was helpful for you. And I can feel how overwhelming it is. For me, I draw a lot on my faith in God and the highest power. And I ask for guidance all the time. And I journal on a regular basis. And when I journal, I write the date, but then I always start with 2 words. I start with Dear God, and I give God everything. And I ask for guidance. Remember, if we don't ask for help and guidance, our guides and angels can't step in. So I ask for guidance in my journal, and I hear or I see images that help me answer my questions. And it's always like, of course, that's what the answer is. And if you haven't, I do have a free 21-day Journaling to Joy workbook available. You will get my weekly newsletter. If you comment journal, you will be able to go to your DMs and then answer some questions so you can get the free Journaling to Joy workbook. It's a 21-day practice to get used to asking. And if you don't have anything, if you don't know what direction to go in every day for 21 days, there's prompts. You don't have to use the prompts. You want to build the habit over 21 days of just sitting for a couple minutes and getting in touch with your inner being, your inner self. So if you would like to get the Journaling to Joy workbook, it is comment journal, and then it'll get sent to your DMs. I saw a comment come in. So Honeycomb, ooh, wow, look, Honeycomb, number 1, congratulations. Number 2, I am the middle of 8 children. And when my mom, when there were 6 of us and she was pregnant with number 7, I was about 12 years old. Or I was about between 11 and 12. And there were 6 of us plus my mom and dad. And I looked at my mom and I said, isn't 8 enough? Because it wasn't, because then they went on to have an 8th child. So they will adjust. It's might be strange. I am excited for you. Thank you for sharing that with me, and that you are bringing that into the world. But I think that's just absolutely wonderful, Honeycomb. Thank you. And Mandy, let me know how you are. I hope that was helpful. That felt very overwhelming. And I bet it does feel overwhelming for you. Thank you for commenting journal, because, you are so welcome, Honeycomb. The 21-day Journaling to Joy challenge it's a great practice, and it's a guidebook. You can still do it on your own. My journaling is my most sacred practice. It's where I see the most beautiful messages and learn the most about myself. Okay. So Carmen, I hope you are still here. I know I said your name a little bit ago. I am shuffling the deck, and I always start with a small prayer. So Carmen, if you're still here, you can write "I'm here" in the comments and let me know that you are still here. I have Miriam, Gabby, and Jody. So if any of you are still here, you can let me know in the comments. Because I know people's lives are busy and they come in and out and they say they would like an angel card pulled and then they can't stay, and it's okay. I'm taking a deep breath because that cleared out. Okay, so I see Miriam is Mirkar. Is that Miriam or is that Carmen? Mirkar 63. I see you said you're here. I see Jojo, you said you were here. And I'm guessing you're Jody. Because I didn't write down your screen names. I only wrote down your real names. Okay, so Mirkar, you are Carmen or Mira? Tell me which one you are. And Jojo, thank you. Miriam, okay. And Jojo, you're Jody. Okay, so stay put. So Miriam, I'm going to pull a card for you. Thank you for clarifying that. That's hard to keep track of everybody when I write down names. So Miriam, I always begin... Oh, hey, Christine. Thanks for being here. It's nice to see you again. I always begin with a prayer. I'm taking a deep breath to clear my energy and get back into being grounded. And Miriam, I ask for the good of all and the harm of none, and for your highest good, for divine message of love, light, hope, and healing to come through. And the first thing I do is I tune into my body, because I feel people's energy in my body. I mean, I have felt severe illnesses in people. I have felt trauma of their life. And at first when it happened, I didn't understand it. And then it started to be revealed to me that I was actually picking up other people's energy in my own body. And so I'm going to tell you, Miriam, my stomach just started making noises, like my GI tract. It's called borborygamy when you're digesting. But as soon as I started to tune into your energy, I started to feel it in my gut, and it started to make those little noises, which was funny. Not funny haha, but funny ironic. I feel detached, and I don't know if this is going to make sense to you. I feel like I'm separating energetically from someone or something. Something emotional is what it feels like, and I'm pulling away from it. And I'm tense. I'm very tense and nervous. This is what it feels like in my body. And I don't know what that means yet. So I'm going to shuffle the cards one more time. And I'm going to say a little prayer for your guides, your teachers, your angels and archangels to come in with words of wisdom. And that's what was there for me. So that's what I want to share for you. Words of wisdom for you. Now my knees are trembling like I'm nervous. So I'm splitting the deck. And I'm going to pull the card that is on top. So Miriam, curiosity is the card that I've pulled. And I like using the cards because they give me focus. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled a card and I'm just blown away by what it says. So curiosity is the card that you have been given. And I'll read it, but then I want to share a little bit about the interpretation of it as well. It says, see life through the curious eyes of a child, and you will discover a never-ending source of happiness and excitement. Curiosity keeps you alive, interested, and interesting. The angels are inviting you to be curious about yourself. Start exploring who you are, and you will grow personally and spiritually. Be interested in people, and you will be in this, and you will discover an eternal source of fascination. Be curious about the wonderful universe in which you live, about the angels themselves, and their role in the divine plan. The radiance of your delight in life will illuminate you. So whatever you're going through, get curious about it. Meaning, don't resist it. Don't push it away. Start to ask it some questions. When we get curious, we can learn, we can expand. So what is it here to teach you? What is it here to protect you from? What is it here to show you? Where is it leading you? And I often do this through my journaling because I have ADHD, and focusing sometimes and meditating are not easy. And so I either do guided meditations or I teach meditation, which helps me meditate because when I'm present with other people, I have to stay in the moment. But also the journaling allows me to dive deep into whatever's going on and listen from a completely different perspective. Because I really can get present to it when I'm taking pen to paper and I'm really writing and asking questions about whatever I'm going through. I'm able to open the doors to see it from a new and fresh perspective. And the curiosity is what allows me to find answers and new pathways when I feel really stuck. And I don't know if that was helpful for you or that resonated with you in any way, Miriam, but I hope it did. And if it did, or if it didn't, you are welcome to tell me in the comments or DM me. It just allows me to continue to grow in trust with this beautiful gift that I received through my NDE almost 5 years ago, and to really tap into people's energy and offer helpful insights. I'm just going to go back through the comments very quickly here. I love to see that, Mark, you were supporting Honeycomb. Oh, yeah. So, Mark, you and I have a similar story that way. Okay. All right. So, I hope that was helpful for you. Jody, I believe you said you were still here, and I'm going to read you next, and then I can probably do one more after that. So if Gabby's still here, please make sure you put your name in the comments. And if someone else would like an angel card reading, you are welcome to put your name and me in the comments, and then I know it's you. And Miriam, okay, yes, ask for more through journaling. And I'm very glad that that was helpful for you. All right. All right, so Jody. Oh, Mark. Good to see you. All right. Tamika. All right, so stay put. So, Jojo, I love that name, Jojo. That's one of the family names that my family uses for me. So, it's a special one. So, Jody, I'm going to pull a card for you, and I'm going to ask for the good of all and the harm of none, and for your highest good. For a message of love to come through. And I'm just tuning in. I'm going to tell you what I feel. And I don't know if you're still here or not. But what I saw was in the center of the chest was an open space and a white, like almost like a piece of silk fabric in the center of your chest. And it was just waving. And I don't know if that's a surrender sign, like I give up, or I'm sticking with what was there first. Surrender, I surrender, or I'm releasing whatever's been going on in my heart and my soul and the turmoil, and that you're ready to let it go and see what shows up, but you're not sure how to go. And that's just what was there. And so I'm splitting the cards. Oh. Acceptance. That actually makes perfect sense to me. And now I'm shaking. My knees are shaking. Acceptance in the Journaling to Joy, in the 21 days, that's my dog, in the 21-day Journaling to Joy workbook, one of the things I talk about is my discovery of journaling and how I started to realize I was really picking up powerful messages from source energy, from God. And it was when I said I was going through something really challenging with my then fiance, and I went to journal in the morning and I just wrote everything down in my journal, and then I had this great sense of peace, and I heard, give love unconditionally and love will return. And I just knew it was the right answer, and I said thank you. And I wrote that when I practice taking perspective, when I hold gratitude, when I practice acceptance and allowing, when I tell my truth, and when I love, everything seems to fall into place. Like, those are the 5 filters that if I put things that I'm going through in my life, I can see them in a different way and they transform. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Acceptance is the hardest one for me. Accepting another person exactly as they are, acknowledging who they are, and then saying, this just doesn't work for me. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means this doesn't work. Accepting myself and not trying to be something else also. And getting comfortable in the fit of my own skin. Acceptance was the hardest part. And yet, acceptance is the key. It's the doorway. In my 5 pillars, it's the middle pillar. So it kind of holds everything together. I have struggled with acceptance. And so if you are ready to say, I'm done, really look at someone or at the situation exactly as it is. Don't add anything, don't subtract anything. And take yourself to a higher perspective, maybe 10,000 feet perspective. Or if you were looking at it from the perspective of your best friend who loves you and only wants good things for you, what would they say? Because when we can separate ourselves and our emotion and the closeness to it, you know, they say you can't see the forest through the trees when you're in the middle of it. Or a fish, when they're swimming in the ocean, they don't know they're in water. They're just living their life. It's not until you get out of the situation that you can actually see it. And practicing acceptance is the key for peace of mind. And you can still love them unconditionally. and not want them next to you because it doesn't work for you. And I really, really hope, Jody, that added something to your life. I hope that was helpful for you. I saw the white flag and surrender, and I am constantly attempting to soften my heart and surrender my will to God's will in my life and stay in action to accept God's will. Oh, I'm glad that resonated with you. Thank you so much. I hope you're finding a little bit of peace in that. And if you want a further description of what the 5 pillars I work with are, you can comment journal, and you'll get in your DMs how to get my free 21-day Journaling to Joy challenge, and they give you prompts for 21 days. It really gives you guidelines in the source of this, and I've been journaling now for over 20 years, and it has been my single most sacred practice in my life. It is the where I find my answers, my truth, and I go to source energy, the universe, or what other people call God. They're all the same, to find the answers. I call it God. I begin my journal all the time by writing, "Dear God." And Jody, this just popped into my head, and I think maybe for you it's significant. When my mom died, I used to write, "Dear Mom," to talk to her. And it wouldn't have popped into my head unless it was significant. So maybe there's somebody you need to talk to, but you can't for some reason, even if they're still here. You can write them letters and tell them everything you need to know, and then release that in love and peace. So yes, I hope that was very helpful for you. So I'm going to take a deep breath and check your DMs if you comment at journal, because that's where all the steps are to join the Journaling to Joy 21-day challenge. You'll also get my free newsletter where I share insights. Last week I shared a book title that I was reading because I'm about to go out there, start dating again, and the book is called The Male Brain, and it's all about how men's brains are very different from women's brains and their processing, and it is not a joke. It's written by a doctor, and I found it fascinating. I found this book fascinating. So last Monday, that was my newsletter. In case anybody else was interested in something like that, what are some of the tools, techniques, or challenges that I deal with and how I get through them? And that's what I share in my newsletter every week. So by commenting journal, you'll get a DM on how to get the free 21-day Journaling to Joy challenge, as well as get on the newsletter list. All right, Mark. Hello, Mr. Mark, and Tamika. So it's good to be here with you. Mark, I know you and I have spoken many times, and thank you for being here. I'm going to say a brief prayer for you, to the guides, teachers, angels, archangels. I'm going to ask for a loving message to come through for the good of all, the harm of none, and for your highest good. For love, light, and healing. And I don't know what I'm feeling in my body, but Mark, I just kind of leaned back. And it wasn't instinctive. I leaned back onto my heels and stood upright. And I didn't mean to do it. I'm not leaning into the camera anymore. I feel stuck. this is going to sound strange, but it's like the image I see is like a scarecrow in a field on, a stake. And it's just stuck there. And for me, that has a feeling of isolation. And yes, it's serving a purpose, but it's very lonely. And it's not private at all, because if you're in a field as a scarecrow, you're kind of above the crops and like you can't find privacy. And I'm just giving you what's exactly there for me right this second. And I'm shuffling the cards one more time. And I'm going to split the deck. Ooh, that's where it wanted to split. I was going to split it somewhere else, but the deck kind of showed me where it wanted me to pull the card from. Interesting. And I don't know how this fits, Mark. The card is abundance. And I'm going to tell you that most people, when they say abundance, like they get a card like this, they're saying, they think it's always money or prosperity or success and I'm going to tell you that we all are in abundance every day, and we're in abundance for what we think about the most and we attract. So yes, people talk about using the law of attraction for, money and success. Got it. But whatever you're surrounded by is what you focus on the most. And if you don't like what you're surrounded by, you want to change your focus, because it's where you put your attention. So if, for example, you're saying, I can't do this, you're always going to get that result. That's all you're going to bring to you is more examples of why you can't. But if you start to understand why you've gotten into that perspective and get curious about it and start asking questions of it, what is it here to teach me? What is it here to protect me from? And do a little bit of shadow work. That's what's there for me. And do a little bit of shadow work and start to understand what you're saying to yourself over and over and over and over. Subconsciously, you'll understand why you keep attracting this back to you. You're a hermit, but you help others, Mark. Maybe that scarecrow made sense to you then, that it's very isolated. But pay attention to what you are saying to yourself over and over. And it is time for your life to flow with prosperity, love, and success. You draw from the limitless universal pool according to your belief in how much you deserve. Angel Wisdom is reminding you now to believe in yourself and trust that you deserve more. Then you will attract abundance and the true riches of life. To feel surrounded by love, open your heart to others. Choose to do what fulfills you most, and the angels will bring you joy, satisfaction, and success. Enhance your prosperity by receiving graciously, giving out willingly, and saying thank you for everything. Enjoy all you have, and more will come to you. So, I hope that was helpful for you. And, whoo. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you, Mark. So Tamika, thank you for being here. I'm going to pull a card for you now. I'm going to just take a moment. Oh, you're welcome, Mark. And I'm going to ground my energy and congratulate you again. I don't usually know. Yeah, light being, I'm going to wrap this up. This is my last one. I try to do these on the weekend. So, but thank you for being here. I'm just grounding my energy. Oh, it's funny because I'm seeing some crystals on my desk in front of me, and they just stood out. And the gray crystal in the middle jumped out at me as I was grounding myself, and I don't know why. I have to find. It's actually got, it was next to the amethyst, but this is the crystal that jumped out at me and has some earth energy in it. And I don't know why, because when I look over here, it's not that I'm looking at anything. It's that I'm going into my higher mind. So I'm going into the level of mind where I can connect to a source energy. And I see things, but I'm not looking at them. But this crystal popped right out at me. And it's beautiful. It looks like the earth. So it looks like ocean and grass to me. So Tamika, I'm shuffling the cards. I'm going to have to look up which crystal that is. I have a list of them. Good morning in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. All right, Tamika. So for the good of all, the harm of none, and for your highest good, I'm going to ask your soul squad, your angels, archangels, guides, teachers, loved ones who've crossed over, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, ascended masters, to come through and deliver you a loving message. So I've split the deck, and I've pulled the card that was on top. And it's power. I know this is backwards because it's Instagram, but it's power. And you are reminded that your essence is divine. So let no one diminish you. When you feel totally serene and at peace, you are powerful. For no one can upset or influence you. Your angel guidance is to find your still, quiet center. Then heal your anger, purify your emotions, rely on your own judgment, and take your own decisions. It serves your spiritual growth to take responsibility for your life, so stand on your own feet and be strong. True power is based on inner strength, self-worth, and confidence. Claim your power today. So, yes, definitely finding your power. That's a beautiful card. But what it's really sharing with you is all the answers that you need are already inside of you. Quite literally, all the answers that you need are inside of you. And the funny thing is that the universe and the cosmic joke is that, for a large portion of our life, we're looking outside of us for validation, for proof of our worthiness of love, for our belonging. We're looking outside of ourselves. And the universe or God hide it in the last place we will actually look, which is inside ourselves. And all of our power comes from within, not from without. And that includes the power of source energy and love, and connection to our God source energy. And the more we trust our intuitive knowing, the more we find peace. And it's when we deny those, when we overstep what we kind of already know, that we get away from our sense of peace, because what we're seeking is always based on others. And the true freedom does lie when we find it from within. And yeah, there's a lot going on within for you right now. And it may not be easy, but the answers are going to be inside of you. All right? So thank you so much. I am glad that resonated with you, Tamika. Thank you so much for letting me know that. And I'm going to wrap this up because I do have another commitment in 25 minutes, and I want to be ready for it. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to touch your sacred energy zones today and offer a little light and healing from God and source energy. And just remember, please get all the love today and every day. You truly do deserve it.